Peace for them back with another one. This is the YouTube Helping Our People Elevate Hope YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Like I say, as you see on the screen, we got our study classes every second and fourth Thursday. But if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning viewer, as always, thank you for checking the platform out. Thank you for helping me get this platform up where it's at now. We're going to discuss 20 all black towns. I'm not going to go too in depth on this. I'm trying to make this one short for y'all. So without holding y'all, we're going to jump straight into it. Peace and love, family.
On behalf of Akuno Call for Bay, you know what I'm saying? Jay, where you at? We're trying to help our people elevate. Hope. H-O-P-E. We're giving them hope. We doing what we gotta do, you know. Every day, one step at a time, man. We gonna make it happen. Helping our people elevate. Yeah. Sometimes I practice focus, thought, and meditate. I'm trying to come with other ways to help our people elevate and seeking knowledge, make me levitate. The lifted mental state is what results from how we orchestrate. This for the family's sake. Let's self-reflect and self-evaluate. And every day, make sure the steps you take, you calculate. Receive a master's fate. I know I can't exist without the hate, but that's okay. I balance that with higher self today. Success is on this way, and after that, my flesh can pass away.
So as I said, we're going to do 20 all black towns, but we're going to talk about black towns before the Great Depression. And something I've always questioned was, why is it called the Great Depression? What's great about depression? I don't see anything great or positive about being depressed or depression. But we're going to discuss those 20 towns, and we're going to jump right into it. And so before the Great Depression, let's talk about before the Great Depression. Before the Great Depression, several all-black towns existed in the United States, primarily in Oklahoma, where African Americans established communities in an effort to create self-sustaining environments free from the racism and oppression they faced everywhere else. Many of these towns were founded in the late 19th and early 20th century, particularly after the Reconstruction era and during the Oklahoma land rush. Here are 20 notable all-black towns from that period. But before I get into those, go check out my Oklahoma land rush, the Boomer Sooner video I did, if you haven't. And ask yourself, why was it called the Reconstruction era? So what are they reconstructing? Again, you know, we got to think about construction. What is construction? They're changing, they're building, they're creating something that new from what was originally there. Between 1865 and 1920, African Americans created more than 50 all-black towns and settlements in Indian Territory, which later became Oklahoma. These towns were founded by former slaves or freed men who established farming communities and support a variety of businesses. The land run of 1889 brought even more African Americans to the area, and newspapers advertised that the towns as promised lands for black settlers. And also, I want to say as a reminder on here, this is something I researched and I put it on here for y'all. But when you hear me saying black African American, again, those are caste system, social engineering labels that were placed on us. I'm a Moor, so I identify as such, but I ain't gonna get into that subject. I'm gonna continue going. So before the Great Depression, some of these towns no longer exist, including Sanders, Mayville, Wiley, Homer, Huntsville, Lee, and Renty. Others that still survived include Boley, Brooksville, Clearview, Grayson, Langston, Lima, Redbird, Rennesville, Summit, Taft, Tatum, Tallahassee, and Vernon. Boley is considered the largest and most renowned of these towns and was even visited twice by African-American educator Booker T. Washington, who wrote a positive article about it in the Outlook magazine in 1908. However, many of these towns faced financial difficulties and racial discrimination in banking and agriculture contributed to their decline. The Great Depression in the 1930s led to oil prices dropping, job losses, and oil depletion, and a decline in the oil boom as in the 1950s led to residents to seeking employment in larger cities. As a result, many of these towns declared bankruptcy and the community scattered. Now, just think about it. Like I said, why is it called the Great Depression? What was great about it? And again, this is all social engineering. This is all systematic. It was all by design. Why was it by design, Akono? Because the so-called blacks at that time frame, you have to remember you had the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, our Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Booker T. Washington, and various others who were in place or in positions to bring our people out of these burdens that we were in. You had all these towns who were financially, economically, educationally great. And so we're going to keep going. Boley, Oklahoma. Founded in 1903, Boley was one of the most successful and well-known black towns with its own bank, electric company, and school system. Langston, Oklahoma. Established in 1890, It was home of Langston University, the only historical black college in Oklahoma. It still exists to this day. Shout out to everybody that said Langston. Taft, Oklahoma. Founded in 1902, Taft was originally known as a twine and became as an important community with various businesses and a school. And this is the wrong picture for Taft. These are the brothers from Greenwood, but we'll keep going. Tallahassee, Oklahoma. Established in 1850, it's the oldest all-black town in Oklahoma, having transitioned from the Creek Indian settlement. And so again, even the concept, like I said in the beginning, these towns came in Indian territory. As I did with the Kamala presentation, if you haven't seen that, go check that out. But we are the indigenous people here, so I mean, this was already our territory before Europeans, before any of this. But I'm not going to get into that subject. Those who do know. Those if you don't know, leave a comment and I'll go into it, or go look at my American Indian War video that I did last year, and you'll see that information in there. Clearview, Oklahoma. Founded in 1903, it thrived with farming and various businesses, including a blacksmith and a school. Rentonville, Oklahoma. Founded in 1903, it was named after William Renty, a prominent African-American landowner. Redbird, Oklahoma. Established in 1902, Redbird became a thriving community with its own school and several businesses. Grayson, Oklahoma. Founded in 1901, it was initially called Wildcat and was known for its agricultural success. Vernon, Oklahoma. Founded in 1895, Vernon was a farming community that supported its residents through its own schools and businesses. Tatum, Oklahoma. Established in 1895 by Lee Tatum and became a small but enduring community with a focus on farming and ranching. And you see the images of Lee Tatum and his wife, Mary Tatum. Brooksville, Oklahoma. Founded in 1903, Brooksville became known for its successful farming and a strong community spirit. Then you have Lima, Oklahoma. Established in 1913, Lima was one of the later towns founded and was noted for its tight-knit community and local church. Then you have Mossville, Louisiana. Founded in the late 1700s, Mossville is one of the older communities known for its deep roots and resilience. The Mounds Bayou, Mississippi. Founded in 1887 by former slave Isaiah Montgomery and Benjamin Green, Mounds Bayou was one of the most prominent black towns in the South. Nicodemus, Kansas. Established in 1877, it was one of the earliest black settlements in the Midwest, founded by free slaves seeking a new life in the West. You have Allensworth, California, founded in 1908 by Colonel Allen Allensworth. It was California's first all-black township, known for its ambitious vision and self-reliance. I did a video on this gentleman here on my first all-black towns video. If you haven't seen that, go look back on my all-black towns video. Eatonville, Florida, founded in 1887. Eatonville is one of the oldest black incorporated municipalities in the United States. Famous home of Arthur Zora Neale Hurston. So if you didn't know that, that's where Zora Neale Hurston is from, Eatonville. But you have Gibson, Mississippi, established in 1881 by freed slaves. It became a thriving agricultural community. Princeville, North Carolina, incorporated in 1885, Princeville is one of the oldest all-black towns in the United States, with a history tied closely to Reconstruction. Gulfside, Mississippi, founded in 1923 by Robert T. Moulton, it became a vital center for African American education and spiritual renewal. And so those are the 20 towns, and so let's just go a little deeper into it. These towns were places of refuge and opportunity for African Americans during a time of intense racial discrimination in the United States. They reflect the resilience and determination of black communities to create their own spaces of freedom and prosperity. Why don't we have this today? Why is it so hard for us to come together today? We face the same issues today that they did then. Only thing then is that they didn't have technology. They didn't have some of the stuff that we have access to today. And it's like they were a lot smarter than we were, or a lot smarter than we are today. After the Great Depression, many all-black towns in the United States, particularly in the South and Midwest, faced significant challenges. These towns, which were once often founded during the Reconstruction era or in the early 20th century as a safe haven for black Americans seeking to escape racial violence and economic oppression, were hit hard by the economic downturn in the 1930s. Here's an overview of what happened to some of these communities. Economic hardship. The Great Depression exacerbated existing economic difficulties in all black towns. Many residents were involved in agriculture, which was already struggling due to the boll weevil infestation, falling cotton prices, and dust boils. The economic collapse led to the widespread of poverty, with many families unable to sustain their farms or businesses. Like I said, social engineering, this was all by design. That's why it's called the Great Depression. For them, it wasn't nothing great for us. Decline in population. The economic hardship forced many residents to leave their towns and search for work in larger cities. This migration, part of the broader Great Migration, saw Black Americans moving to northern and western cities where industrial jobs were more plentiful. As a result, the populations of these all Black towns dwindled significantly. Loss of businesses and institutions. With fewer residents and less economic activities, many businesses in these towns closed. Schools, churches, and other community institutions also suffered. The loss of these essential services further drove people away, leading to a cycle of decline. Surviving towns, some Black towns managed to survive despite the challenges. In Oklahoma, for example, towns like Boley, Langston, and Clearview struggled but continue to exist, often relying on other historical significance and strong community ties. In these towns, residents worked hard to maintain their heritage, often by organizing events and preserving historical sites. You have to, because who's going to teach the grandbabies? Who's going to teach the children about their history and the greatness that we had if nobody else tells our true story? Legacy and preservation. In the decades following the Great Depression, the story of all Black towns became an important part of African American history. Efforts have been made to preserve the history and heritage of these towns, although many have been lost to time. Some towns have been recognized as historical sites, and their stories have taught as part of their broader narrative of Black resilience and community building in America. Overall, while many all Black towns declined or disappeared after the Great Depression, their legacy remained a powerful testimony to the strength and determination of Black communities in the face of adversity. And so, with that being said, if there was a town I may have missed or a town that you're familiar with, leave it in the comment. My question to all is, why is it so hard for us to get along today? Why is it so hard for us to come together today? Why we can't rebuild what our ancestors built? Why can't we build what was built before us? Why can't we rebuild that in the age of information, the age of technology? We have everything we need in our communities. I'm not saying let's go beg for no help. We can do all the things we need to do for ourselves. Every other nation does it. So why is it so hard for us to do it? Leave a comment. You know what I mean? Let me know what's the problem. Why can't we do it? What's holding us back? With that being said, peace and love, family.